Welcome back to the channel. This is day 4 of our second honeymoon. In the last video we left off at Julian Price Memorial Park at mile marker 297. This was a wonderful campground. Campsites were easy to get to and bathrooms were impeccable. Don't keep food out or in your motorcycle, as I'm pretty sure we had a nosy bear around that night. We saw large paw prints the next morning on one of the trunks. We headed to Grandfather Mountain based on the recommendation of our new friends Jimmy and Tony. It's located just a few miles off the Parkway in Linville, North Carolina. There is a fee to get in, and every ticket sold goes into maintaining this beautiful property. Pricing depends on the season, but it costs us $25 a person. That may sound like a lot, but there is so much to do and you literally could spend the whole day here. There's hiking, wildlife habitats, a nature discovery center, dining, and more. The guys got an earlier start and we passed them as they were leaving. Thanks again for the recommendation, guys. The main attraction is the mile-high swinging bridge, which has been in existence since 1952. To get to this bridge, you must drive up 2 miles and 1,000 feet in elevation, with many consecutive switchbacks that get tighter as you get closer to the top. Several cars were very kind to us and pulled over so we could keep moving. It was already slow going, and this is just another example of how the cameras flatten things out and don't show the steep and off-camber angles. I was so afraid of dropping the bike, I was practically in tears by the time we reached the top. The mile-high swinging bridge connects 2 mountain peaks. Its elevation is 5,282 feet. I promise the view is worth every penny. The temperature even dropped 8 to 10 degrees. After chatting for a little while with some other visitors, I finally got the nerve to head back down the mountain. I had insisted that I try to move and back up the bike myself. Well, we see how that ended. I will say coming back down the mountain was so much easier and kind of fun. Don't tell my husband though. As we were headed to leave through the gate, there were 3 speed bumps. When I went over the 3rd one, I felt like I bottomed out. Because my bike is lowered, I had him check it out, but everything seemed okay. We headed further into Linville for an early lunch at Val de Bravo for some yummy Mexican food. After lunch, I was actually able to move the bike myself. We filled up on gas and headed back to the Parkway. I mentioned in episode 1 that we had an idea of where we wanted to go over the course of 3 weeks, but no real plan. Today is a shorter day on the Parkway because we did plan one special thing: a stay at the Little Switzerland Inn at milepost 334. We managed to check in early. It was still so early in the day that we decided to unload everything off our bikes and head over to ride a road called the Devil's Whip. I noticed the difference in handling immediately of my bike without the extra weight. The FJR weighs in at close to 700 pounds, I think, and with the added gear or luggage, that probably adds a small passenger. I'm 5'3.5", so this makes all the difference in the world sometimes. The Devil's Whip, also known as North Carolina Route 80, is somewhere between 26 and 38 miles long, depending on where you start. I'm finding conflicting information on the actual length of the road. One site claims 12 miles with 160 curves, some switchbacks, and rising in elevation of 2,000 feet. Regardless of the stats, it was so much fun and worth the side trip with no luggage. 10 out of 10 would definitely ride again. Today, we rode around 100 miles. The Little Switzerland Inn was our big splurge on this trip. With its rustic charm, the inn is located right off the Parkway and is perched on the side of a mountain. The landscaping was beautiful and they had a whole garden of tiger lilies, which is my daughter's favorite. This is a very popular destination for motorcyclists, but it's not just a destination, it's an experience. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.